going on, you guys? Get this all set up, squared away. So, first off, let me say I'm very sorry about the late start. This did start at 4:30, or it was supposed to start at 4:30, and totally missed the time. I'm 25 minutes late, and I apologize for that. The reason I was late is I was actually on a interview for the podcast on Sunday. It's going to be a great show. That's a good part. And unfortunately, though, I missed the time, and I was completely off on the time, and that's why the live stream is starting late. But thank you so much for watching this anyway and being on. But yeah, I'm really sorry. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize the time. That's how much fun we were having on the podcast there. So yeah, be sure to keep an eye out for Sunday's episode. It's actually going to be with Logan Psycholo from the WW Today podcast. So it's going to be a really good show. And I feel bad, though, because I know you guys were waiting here. I see your comments asking, hey, where is the podcast? I mean, where is the live stream? And, well, here I am, 25 minutes late, and I apologize for that. But thank you so much for joining. Hello, Thomas. Thank you. Nothing but Disney. Hope you come back. But if not, hopefully you're watching the replay here. Again, welcome you guys. If you're first time visiting, this is a live stream that I do here on YouTube. Main purpose because I'll be going to the parks in very few days, 6 days, I believe, and that's going to be awesome. So I plan to do some live streaming there. Of course, I will be doing some vlogging, right, where I'm just talking to myself on the camera, but I will also be doing live streaming, so I want to make sure to take you guys there. Also, I'll be doing a interview, and I want to try to do it live on YouTube as well with for my 100th episode. It's going to be awesome. So that is why we're doing live stream here, and also so I could talk with you, and you can talk with me, and all the fun stuff and everything like that. Hey, Thomas, thank you so much for joining. Sorry again for that late start. I feel so bad. I'm like, I even thought, like, should I just not do it? Should I just pretend like, something happened? I'm like, no, gotta do it. So thank you so much. If you're watching me play, guys, thank you so much. I apologize. It won't happen again. I won't promise that, though. But I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Some interesting news. It's the title seems a little more scandalous than I think it really is, because Disney has done a good job of kind of eliminating that kind of feeling, basically. But basically, there's a lot of articles coming out, a lot of not hysteria, but the word, where they're just trying to kind of make a big deal out of something. But basically, Disney has started to now use the fingerprint scans for children, starting even from ages of 3. Now, if you don't know, when you go to the Disney parks, basically what you do is there is a little place for your wristband that you put down, and it'll pick that up, and then you use your finger, put your fingerprint down there. And that'll actually that will actually get you to enter the park. If I'm not mistaken, even the cards, even if you don't have a band, even with the card, you still have to use your finger there. Excuse me. I'm yawning because I talk so much on the podcast. I'm running out of oxygen. But so what you normally do, like I said, you do that. Not a big deal for most of us. We kind of already are used to something like that, mostly because in the phones they now have it and all that kind of stuff. So I think when Disney decided to do this, it was a big deal. So the reason, Thomas, the reason why they're starting to do this now is basically because what they were having problems doing was a lot of the children's tickets were either being sold, and reused in that way, or even stolen. And unfortunately, somebody else got in the park for free, basically, because there's really no way to kind of check with the kids as far as the ticket, how it is. It doesn't say like, this ticket belongs to a 7-year-old kid or anything like that. It's just a Disney ticket. So what they started doing now is implementing this, and I understand kind of where the confusion comes in. The other thing too is shared tickets. So if you if you have a ticket, it's gonna be hard. Okay, sorry. If you have a ticket, I'm not sleepy or anything, guys. Seriously, I talked a lot. If you have a ticket, you could also, let's say, have a family member come to the park and they don't want to pay for a ticket. I can give them that. That's sharing a ticket. But basically, so what they've done now is they've attached it for, like I said, the kids to be able to do that. But the reason why I say it's not as big of a deal, I think, as some of the articles are saying, because if a parent is uncomfortable allowing their kid to scan, the parent can scan their own finger. So I can understand why they're doing this, and I can understand why some people might be upset or feel like, hey, this isn't good, this isn't right, because obviously a fingerprint is a big deal. I know we might think it's not a big deal because, like I said, it is everywhere. You do it for your job, you do it for your phone. When you do it for a lot of different reasons where you have your fingerprints there. But when you're a kid, you definitely don't have it in the system necessarily. I mean, the way you and I would have it, who's been doing more things in the world now that we're older, and so I can understand why parents would feel a little uneasy and uncomfortable knowing that the government has the fingerprints of their kid, but also so does Disney. Like, what happens if Disney messes up, or Disney gets hacked or something? So I definitely understand the concern there and why parents might not feel comfortable. But like I said, in the end, it's not too big of a deal because Disney also has kind of fixed that problem by allowing the parents to just go ahead and scan. I don't know if that ever happens to you guys, but when you run out of oxygen like that, yeah, I'm actually like feeling lightheaded. I talked a lot, but so I can definitely understand where they're coming from, why they're doing it. And I personally don't see an issue necessarily, with it. I want to know what you think, obviously. If you think it's something that's not a big deal, if it's a big deal. 3 is kind of young, and some aspects I would say, like, okay, Disney, if it's shared, can maybe consider it a loss because three is young. And I don't know how good Disney's going to do with explaining this to other people as far as saying, like, you don't have to have your kid scan their fingerprint. Your parent can do it. But, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. They are in charge, obviously, of what they're doing, and it makes sense. They probably are losing quite a bit of money on shared tickets and stolen tickets, and so they understand that a big deal of this, because you can't, with a ticket, see, the ticket is different from the band because the ticket is literally a card. So if somebody was to steal it or anything like that, it's really hard to prove that they're not the rightful owner, because especially some of the other, like if you literally order your ticket, has your name and stuff on there, it's one thing, but there's some of these other tickets that they buy them on the day of or something like that. It's a little more difficult. So I could definitely understand why they would start implementing this. It makes some sense, but at the same time, it's kind of a big deal. They're kind of like the first company to require fingerprints, and on top of that, require fingerprints of children. So it's a pretty big deal in that sense. But definitely want to know what you think. This isn't like the funnest news, I guess, of Disney, but definitely I thought it was something that we could talk about. Definitely have a discussion. That's why I wanted to talk about it with you guys. So again, comment below. If you're watching replay, please comment below, because I think it's something of interest. Like I said, tomorrow, it won't be late. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be live tomorrow, though. It might just be a video, because I like working on videos still. I like editing and doing all that kind of fun stuff, but we'll see. If not, it might be live. But either way, you'll have a video tomorrow. Won't be late if I'm live. But I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to get here on time. But those are my thoughts. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know if you agree, if you don't, if you think it's a big deal or you don't think it's a big deal at all, especially in today's kind of world. And if you're gonna do it, like, it's a big deal for me, because now I'm realizing, like, am I gonna let my kids scan their fingerprints, or do I just do it? That's a thought I never had to think of. Just as early as last year on our trip. So definitely interesting, definitely something that's for debate to talk about. So definitely be sure to comment below and let me know. But if it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining. Please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Videos are Monday through Friday, and it's a mix, I'm not gonna lie, of live videos such as this one, or actual videos that I have put together and edited and all that kind of fun stuff. So again, though, you do want to be subscribed, because I will also, when I go to the parks, not only be vlogging, but I'll also be doing live video on YouTube of the park. So should be fun. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, because there's so many other platforms, Periscope, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. But I've chosen YouTube, and I will stick with my decision. So, thanks so much, though, guys, for watching. Again, apologize for being late, but I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night, day, weekend. If you haven't already, also check out the podcast. This episode coming up is with Logan Sekulow from WDW Today podcast. So if you are a fan of that podcast, you're a fan of him, definitely check out this week's podcast because he's on and it's awesome. So have a great night, day, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and as always, stay magical.